Welcome, everyone, to Asian Pacific Voices Radio, where you'll find stimulating conversations that explore diverse topics and stories impacting our Asian Pacific American communities. I'm your host, Arnold Chun. My guest joining me today is a true luminary in the world of action cinema, whose multifaceted talents as a Hong Kong actor, stuntman, choreographer, martial artist, and director have left an indelible mark on the industry. It's my pleasure to welcome Andy Cheng. It's an honor to have you with us, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Arno. Thank you for having me here. I'm excited.
Yes, absolutely. We're very excited to have you. So you were born in Hong Kong, and I know you studied martial arts at the age of 14, specifically Taekwondo, and then you began your career in Hong Kong before you transitioned to Hollywood. Can you share a little bit about the first time you came to the US and how this move influenced your approach to filmmaking and your experiences in the American film industry?
My first time in America is with Jackie Chan, and we come here to Rush Hour 1. So that's my first time doing movie with the Hollywood production. After the first rehearsal day, I love here already because I did the stunt rehearsal and I got a lot of money for it. So that's why I said, wow, this is the paradigm. I need to come to America to be a stuntman. That's my first experience.
What about the challenges making that movie? I mean, Rush Hour was such a huge cultural icon in this country. I'm sure that you faced a lot of difficulties there. Anything that really influenced you from that experience, especially in your artistic perspective as well?
I think the influence, I would say, I see them, when we do the first one, this is a little challenging when we do this first time. I especially see on Jackie, our big boss. He's not the first time in here. When we come, I am the first time, but he's already been here. He did few movie right before, Big Ball, Cannibal One, those. So he did that, and I see this evolution is in how before when he does that, he felt, because going back to that moment, I can see he's like trying to follow with the rule. In Hollywood, they have a lot of different kind of rule. Like especially the system is more like a production studio system. He's trying to be polite to respect all the department. So he kind of like not doing his best because he's trying to fit into it. So that first time when he come, I think he felt pretty bad. Then he back to Hong Kong. He do his police story and he create his own name and create his career. And then when Rush Hour is his second time come back, and then we very beginning we almost fall into the same routine like before. But then have one scene I really remember is the scene when if people see the movie, they will remember when he go into the pool house, and then that fight scene we only have maybe half day, I think few hours to finish the fight scene, and we almost the fight scene can cut it out because we have 3 day schedule, but the drama unit breadwinner shoot the dialogue is take like 2.5 days. We only have half day left, and then but Jackie want the fight scene. So that is I see the thing changes. This time he cannot hold anymore. So he really like come out and say, "Hey, this is not gonna work. I wanted the fight, and then let me handle it and doing the way I think is to fit here." So end up, he have all the meeting. He got the thing to do. So and then that changing the whole what's it called the atmosphere when we're working, and then start from that on we kind of like take over all the action and then how we shoot, how he want to shoot, and the DP just helping instead we're waiting for them. So I think that's really I learned from there, and I say, wow, you just need to step up for yourself. So
Amazing. That's really fascinating. I can't. I wish I had that kind of experience. I know that you began at a very young age. You wanted to actually be an actor for a while, and you had a very successful martial arts career. Was the transition from going as your dream to be an actor and then a martial artist to then going to the Jackie Chan stunt team? Was that quite difficult, or how did that influence your approach to becoming a filmmaker? Like the genesis of that?
I mean, the first thing, like when I young, I start, different kind of kung fu, and then when I start doing taekwondo, that moment when I'm 14, that's the first time I really thinking about, oh, maybe I should do movie because the influence is from Jackie Chan. He did the movie called Police Story, and then he, like I said, I'll tell the story about he running down to the hill to chase the bus. That hill is my backyard. I go up from there. I slide the cardboard on the hill, and I said, "Wow, what he doing? I can do it." So that is the first time I never know movie is like a job or like a professional thing. I said, "Oh, maybe I should do what he doing because I think I can do that." So that is the influence to me to think about doing movie. And then when I represent Hong Kong, fighting for Hong Kong for Taekwondo that moment, and I got the opportunity to audition for a TV company called TVB, and they opened the martial artist class, so you can do martial art. You have martial art background, but you can do like an actor, right? You learn how to acting. So that's how I joined into the business. And then, long story short, when I start, I thought I can be Jackie Chan or Bruce Lee. I can acting, but then when I realized in my first, I mean, after the first year when I start, I see my struggling as acting, and then I know I'm not good with that. So then after about 1 year, I decide, okay, don't worry about acting part, just focus on stunt and do that. So that's how I changing my kind of my goal. I said, okay, let's focus on behind the camera and do stunt and performing as stunt double of action direct. So I start leaning to that side instead try to put myself in front of the camera because, like I said, if anyone hear that, don't thinking acting is that easy. Acting is really hard. So that's the I know even I can fight, but you fight and art at the same time, it's not easy. It's not that many. The world is not that many Jackie Chan.
Yeah, Jackie Chan makes it look so easy. I think he makes all of us think, "Oh, we could do that someday." He seems like he just, just does it without even thinking about it. It's like, second nature to him. So I know you've doubled for him quite a few times, and then you've also appeared as a prominent henchman in some of the movies with him. Were you ever nervous, or maybe were there some challenges and exciting moments like working alongside such a legendary action, star like him?
No, I won't say I'm nervous, but when I worked with him, in 1996 in Mr. Night Sky, and I worked with him, and then the director is Samuel Hong, and then they both like that moment is the top on the action game in Hong Kong, action movie. But not like I won't say I will have nervous in there, but I have very excitement, because my enjoyment is like when I went to see them both, and it's like wow, I cannot believe I work with them, And then like as Jackie is the one to influence me as a movie, and then after that, it's almost like 10 years later, from my first time watching the movie he did, and I say I want to do movie. You will never imagine 10 years later I work with him and then I start with him from that on to today. It's like it's a crazy dream, like you never know when you're watching the movie those movie hero. One day I work with him, and also another crazy story. The first one when I know Jackie Chan, beside all the Hong Kong movie, he did the Cannibal one with the Burt Reynolds. So and then when I'm first time directing the movie, I directing Burt Reynolds. That's that movie called Endgame. Burt Reynolds and Jackie Chan, they both in Cannibal One when I'm young. I said, wow, this is two heroes. So and end up I work for them both. It's like I said, you cannot even dream about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you have such an amazing amount of experience. Your journey is, for all of the younger generations, something that we all aspire to have the ability to work with those kinds of people, the huge, recognizable talents in our business. So I want to talk about a little bit about your directorial debut, Endgame, and then you followed up with Redline, because you've gotten so many different experiences from trying acting and then being a stunt choreographer, a stuntman, to then also directing. Do you find that those different jobs and those different aspects influenced each other that led up to your directorial debut? Like, how did that inspiration come to you?
Um, I mean, the story is very interesting. You know, I never think about it, right? I mean, like say earlier stuff in my career, I trying to be a martial artist like Jackie Chan, acting and fighting, and end up I find out I cannot act. Then I focus on stunt, and then when I do stunt, you know, my next goal is like because in Hong Kong, stunt and stunt double is two different jobs, and then you have fight choreographer and then the action direct. But everything is like I won't have any goal when I do it. I just want to try to make money and get the job done. But I never know. Oh, my next thing I want to do be an action director or director. Everything is like kind of like you have the experience and then they lead into you. Like you're walking up to the mountain, you get a certain height, then you see further there's another mountain. So it's like this. Everything is not original from the beginning. Like I plan to be what today. It's like it's just a step by step, and then you will see it. When you see it, when you feel comfortable, you will try to moving up to a different career. And then like my first time when I direct my movie, I never even think it's impossible to thinking if you imagine I don't speak English, right? I come to America. How I directing a movie? I don't even barely speak English, right? Even now. So but the person tell me I can direct is the person when I work with Scorpion King. When I work with Scorpion King, I work with Michael Kurt Duncan and The Rock, right? So Michael is the first person in the world and tell me, hey Andy, I can see how you working as a choreography, how you action and talking about action and how you guide us because he's an actor. He don't know how to do forward one punch. So he said when I train him, when we do the fight scene and I start explain to him, he said, wow, you definitely have some kind of storytelling idea how you do that. So he's the first one tell me, Andy, you should direct. And then he gave me the option. He said, if you direct, I work for you for nothing. I said, wow, are you serious? Wow. So he's the first one tell me that. But then he say one time, I thought, oh, he's just trying to be nice to me, right? But then when we wrapped the movie, I remember the last time I really see him before he passed away, right? He told me, he turned back when he got into the car. He said, Andy, remember what I say to you? I say, what you said to me? We've been talking so much, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, you should direct and call me when you're ready. I'm do it for you. Wow. No negotiation. I said, wow. So his second time he told me, so he kind of like remind me that second time. And so he's not joking, he's serious. So after that, Scorpion King, and then I did the movie with The Rock, the second movie, The Rundown. So right after The Rundown, I got the opportunity to have a script, and I read the script, and the producer, his name is Johnny Martin, looking for a new director. So he said, hey, do you interesting to direct? You direct action, you direct second unit. How about drama, first unit? I said, yeah, of course. So I read the script. I like the storyline, but I don't like the script. So I say, if I can rewrite the whole script, I would do it. He said, yes, you have the right to do that. I said, really? So I rewrite the whole script. That's why the movie, I have a credit as a writer because I rewrite more than 50% of the movie. So that, and then after I rewrite, I got, attachment, the actor attached on it, and I almost worked with Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson is the first one agreed to do it, but then I end up, I cannot afford him. At the moment, he's asked a little too much, but then end up with Cuba Gooding Jr. But this is the whole thing is not like I planned from the day one. It's everything is just step by step. You walk into it, you're up to the mountain, you go higher, and now you see another mountain. So I tell myself, this is my career, my kind of like my philosophy. How I do is a mountain to the mountain. So I do Taekwondo, I go to the peak, then I jump to another mountain to stunt. And then when I do stunt, I go to the pit because when I do stunt, I got most nomination and before I directing the nomination for called stunt award. So that is my last stunt in 2002 after Rush Hour 2. This one behind me, and then I kind of like fade out to the stunt and then try to consider just directing. So then start from there. So like I said, you have to go to certain place and you feel comfortable. When you feel internal, you feel it, you will do it. If everyone should be the same way. When you feel comfortable internal, then you can try something out. But sometimes when you're very beginning, you have no idea. You don't even know what the direction you want to go. So that's my experience.
I love the rundown. It's one of my favorite movies. I saw that. Great work on
Thank
that
you. Thank
production.
you. Yeah.
Clearly, as you've seen in your journey, you've grown and you've been able to work on major Hollywood productions like Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you find yourself? Do you like one or the other in terms of directing or stunt coordinating? Like, do you find yourself wanting to do coordinating more than directing at all?
No, not really. I mean, I won't say I would pick just one and then and drop another one. I still do both. I mean, I enjoy the some like recently I did Shang-Chi and with the Marvel. So I still as my pursue my directing career, but then also I still do action direct or fight choreographer or stunt coordinator. I feel I'm inside right now, like my first one after the rush hour first day rehearsal. I know in the business the paradigm. This is my paradigm. Whatever inside, even if I be a prop, I still feel very grateful and fun. So I won't say okay, I pick this. I don't do anything. No, I still do everything. I still feel I very enjoy it. It doesn't matter. Even I did Twilight or Rundown, or even like the another movie with the Michael Bay, called Six Underground. So it's a lot of experience. Work with different filmmaker. I learn a lot from them. And I still learning every day. So that's why I won't stop myself. Even I'm going to do something. Even I do a daily stuntman, I would do it. If Chris Nolan as lead a stuntman, I will do it for him. I want to see how he do it. Like
Yeah,
or David French, right? I would go.
yeah. So on these bigger Hollywood productions, multi hundreds of millions of dollars that they're spending, what kind of can you talk a little bit about maybe some of the challenges you face when you are coordinating stunts for it, and how you ensure safety and creativity of the action sequences? Are there maybe specific challenges that you find are difficult to navigate?
Um, it's very hard to say. I mean, for the the newcomer or the people who have not that much experience, they would think like I said, I have long enough, the career and then doing stunt and in front of the camera, I'm doing stunt. I'm taking all those, risks, to do it, and I passed it, and then I start coordinated. So I mean, like I really have enough experience to feel, what would be danger, what would be we should do, what would be take chance, and also the prepping. The movies always have many different perspectives. It's not like I'm the stunt coordinator. I can decide everything. Sometimes the studio, like I say, the studio will have producer, their director, and then the actor they have their request. So you just need to be very flexible enough to deal with all the people, deal with all the requests at the same time, using my experience to minimize the dangers. But making action movie or you making movie, it's always something you cannot really like predict. You can try to plan the best you can, but they always something. So experience how me to today. So I won't say easier or hard. It's just experience.
Yeah. So is there a pretty funny memory or a challenging stunt that you remember really well that you want to share about like how difficult it was and how you achieved success on that experience? Is there something?
Yeah, too many. But
Too many.
too many. Sometimes it's very scary one. Like I almost kill. And then Jackie. He saved me in the rush hour. That was the story I've been telling. But another, I mean, one of the story is funny and cool. Jackie Chan. He does all crazy stunt, and one of the stunt I remember in Shanghai Noon is that one, right? So I did the stunt for him at in the bell tower at the ending. I fall off the bell tower, and then I think I would be like over 20 feet. I'm not sure exactly how high, but it's at least over 20 feet. So there's a board, and then I fall off, break one board, and then I hit the board, and I bounce off, and then go to the ground. So all in one shot, right? All in one. And the start when we start to do that thing is we always on the location looking up to the bell tower, and then we look at the place, and then I said, oh, let's do that. From there, so he got beat, and then he fall off and then hit the ground. So I said, okay, let's do that. So we plan the whole thing, and then when we go to shoot it, But I never really, because that place you won't walk up there to looking down. It's always we just point the finger. Oh, we do it right there. So at the day when we're shooting, my first time go up there and then wow, this is high. From down below looking up, you don't feel it. But when you're looking, and then because it's very tricky, I have to do something and then I have to bounce 90 degree, but I cannot bounce. There's so many narrow spot I cannot hit. I hit the wrong spot, I could break my leg or whatever. So it's very dangerous somehow. And then I remember when I do the stunt and Jackie just say, hey Andy, we don't have to do all in one shot. I can give you pad here and box here. So he's kind of like suddenly he's like it's very safe, but you know how crazy he is, right? But then he said, "Hey Andy, maybe we can cut you off camera and then we do the impact." And I say, "But then the whole movie we plan for the ending. Why we would drop that?" I say, "But we plan to do it." So I say okay, I can do it. I can do it. He said, "You sure, right?" I say, "Yes, I can." Because I'm exciting too. I think that's a cool stunt, and then that has got the nomination. So I do that. And then when I go up there and I tell him, okay, I tell, that's how I do stunt. I say, you guys just roll camera, and then you guys rolling and let me know. And then when I ready, I will yell like, ha, or whatever. And then I would drop my leg on my hand and do the fall. So I remember I did the fall. Lucky I get everything. I hit the ground, right? And I start acting, and then acting like maybe 10, 20 seconds. I still, and then Jackie already called cut, right? He cut camera, right? But I still acting. And he walked over to me. I remember I looked up to him and said, hey, it's okay. I won't do another one. Normally in Hong Kong, we will do one more. One more. I'm so worried about he say one more. So I keep asking. And he say, Andy, it's okay. I won't do one more. I got it. And he said, don't add. You don't need the part. I know. I say, that is a funny one. I'm like, okay, thank you, Michael. Thank you. Because, I just keep acting like so hurt. So don't call one more.
That's hilarious. What a great story.
I think he know that, because we both from
Yeah.
stunt world, when you do some stunt, sometimes you just take a chance, but you do another one is not that easy. So I think he see maybe, oh, Andy, I think that's enough. I said, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
So that's the story.
Thank you for sharing that. That's a great story. If I may, I just want to ask you for the younger generation, those with martial arts talents or looking to have a career like yourself someday. What do you look for when because you formed, stunt teams with Dwayne Johnson and all these different kinds of talents. What qualities do you look for in team members? How important is teamwork in like creating seamless creativity in martial arts? Is it for you when you're looking at potential candidates?
I mean, the first thing is all like even the team, is always different skill. It's not like I learn martial art, I learn taekwondo, I learn Wing Chun. You can do. It's not. It's always depend on the movie too. Sometimes you're doing rundown, they don't need to do martial art, right? They fire a gun, right, and then do big stunt. And then when you do Twilight, they're vampire, they're superpower, or you do Shang-Chi, and then we have martial art in the fight scene. So it's always different talent, different skill we're looking for. As a young talent, I just say you should learn, the much you can, a different variety, martial arts, stunt, tumbling, everything you can learn. And the most one for me, if we just say talk about stuntman career, then I would say this: it's all about your ball, how big your ball. You have, big heart. You want to do it. You don't scare so much. Then your career depend on your ball and what your size, what's your career. So this is one, but really the most important is about a passion. Some people they really have a passion when they come to do stunt, and all they want to be a stuntman. Some people it's like me from beginning, or some people they think, oh, I can be a stuntman, but they internally they think they want to be an actor. They want to be Jackie Chan, Donnie Yen, or Bruce Lee, right? So then when they do the stunt, but they not really focus on one thing, they focus on, oh, I can be famous. So my suggestion for them, you have to picking the stuntman and actor is a two different professional. It's not the same. The people they confuse and they think that it's not. So if I'm looking for stuntman, I'm looking for the people they are heart, they're passionate about stuntman, but they want to be an actor. Then I say you should quit. You should go to acting or get a stunt. So this is mainly, I think, the passion about you want to be stuntman, then you focus on stuntman. You behind the camera. Eventually you'll be an action director or something, but not trying to be, I'm trying to be famous, so that's just totally different.
Yeah, that's great advice. Really appreciate that, because I know there's probably a lot of aspiring stunt performers, choreographers, and directors out there looking to get in and break through and make their mark in Hollywood like that. In terms of the industry, as you know, we've been seeing such very significant change, especially with AI and the way that special effects are being used. Do you see the future of action cinema adapting those kinds of technologies? Do you think that maybe stunt choreographers and action sequences and choreographed martial arts, is it going to be less and less of a demand, or do you think that we'll see more of demand of actual real performers doing those kinds of stunts and those kinds of moves in film?
No. It's all no, it's not even the future. It's already here. It's already present time. It's happening already. I mean, AI or CG. Computer graphics. It's already involved a lot. We have that already. A lot of people know the face replacement. They have a lot of CG character, even CG stuntman. They've been done many movie, from big studio. They've been using it. It's going to be a future. AI even more powerful. They will have a deepfake. You can replace the face. And also, the voice right now. I mean, recently I think people already see it in some singer singing, talking in English, but they turn out they speak Mandarin. Even the mouth moving, everything is all AI already does that. And then the voice, exactly their voice, So it's gonna be that, I think we have to accept that, you just need to learn the new tools, how to using it, and then adapt on top of that. It's just like even right now, like say film, right? Before we shooting film, everything is film, but then end up HD camera, and then HD is just digital. Who using it? But look at this now. How many like in the movie set using real film? It's a film. So I think film will become more classic as a more a culture or a special you request it. But if not, then you will using digital camera, like HD camera. Same thing like stunt. You were using real stuntman do real stunt, do high fall, but really don't need to, because sometimes, like earlier I said, when you do stunt, you still have a chance to make mistake. So you take the risk that, do you still want people doing 200 feet high fall, or you want to digitally, safely or something. So I think that eventually, safety is most important too. It's no movie, worth to kill somebody. So I think it's not even who you want to decide it. I think the decide it gotta be from the producer, studio, and the insurance company. So this cannot afford. You cannot avoid it. I think that would be the future for sure. AI will not take over, but AI will join into majority a lot of stuff.
Well, Andy, thank you so much for your wisdom, your experience, and just sharing your journey. I was just really, really impressed to hear and to learn all that. Is there a website or social media handle you want to share with some of the listeners if they want to know more about you and that sort of thing?
Yeah, I mean that's easy to find me. Facebook, Andy Cheng, or Instagram, Andy Cheng 23. So yeah, people can go. I'm keep update, but I'm not posting a lot. But then sometimes they will see me. They can find me, and social media. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to add you right now.
Yeah. Follow or add me. Yeah, they're all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, once again, I want to thank you, Andy, for coming on the show today and joining me. And for all you listeners out there, we would also like to hear from you, our valued listeners. We really appreciate you. Any suggestions for future guests or topics? And don't forget to subscribe to our program on your favorite podcast platform. And follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. Asian Pacific Voices Radio is produced by Asian American Culture and Media Alliance, a nonprofit that empowers the Asian American Pacific communities with a voice through media arts. If you'd like to support, please visit AsianPacificVoicesRadio.com. I'm Arnold Chun. Please join us next week for another exciting and thought-provoking Asian Pacific Voices Radio show. Until then, take care, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.